Everybody, I'm here on Skype with CJ Grimmark of Empire 21, among some other bands, all the way from Sweden. Empire 21's new self-titled album. It's one of the better power metal albums that I've heard in 2014, and this is a year that's seen releases from bands like Gravedigger, Gamma Ray, Edguy, Hammerfall, Iron Savior, Iced Earth. I mean, some really big names out there. So you guys are in good company, and thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
So your album hasn't been released quite yet, I don't think. But how does the band feel about how things turned out, and how have any reviews been?
Well, to start off with the reviews, they have been fantastic. We haven't seen that many yet, but looking at them, we have had like 8.5 out of 10 being the worst review so far. So
oh wow,
yeah, unless you did a really bad one that I didn't read yet. But
no, I gave you 9 out of 10.
Oh, you did? Okay,
yes, sir.
Yeah. I keep mixing reviews up, of course. So thank you very much for that nice review. And we had a few of those, and that's wonderful. And getting closer to the release, I really must say that the band is really excited about finally getting this thing out. I mean, we've worked on this for a while, and
right.
During such a long process as it is making a record. It's not just fun all the time. It gets a little boring from time to time. But now when we're getting closer, we get the reviews. We have the physical CDs in our hands, at least here, back home. We're very excited.
Yeah, it's really a fabulous album. And I think I sort of listened maybe once through, and one of my good friends said, "Hey, have you listened to Empire 21?" I said, "Well, I think I have." He said, "Go back and listen to it," and I did. And I think that second time through, it really got me.
Oh wow!
So, I'm definitely impressed.
Thank you.
Thanks for all the work you've done on it.
Thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
Your history obviously involves Narnia and playing with Rob Rock. So. Identified as Christian bands, basically. Empire 21 definitely seems lyrically positive, but do you guys consider yourselves a Christian type of band?
Well, I see.
And I hate to classify things like that, but, some people say, well, I will only listen to that, or I won't listen to that because of what they sing about.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we are all Christians. All of the 5 members in the bands are what I would call devoted Christians, and that is very obvious I think it's obvious if you listen to the lyrics. And on the other hand, we try to make an album that wouldn't really how can I put it? It shouldn't be a lot of, let's call it, religious language, if you see what I mean. To put people off. No, yeah, right. But not saying that we are trying to hide anything at all, because we are very open about our faith and how that perspective on life shines through the lyrics. So the only thing about saying a band is Christian or not is, does God really save bands, or does he save humans? I think it's about humans. So... yeah, I mean, all Christian bands are kind of feel a little awkward about the label Christian band. You know what I mean? But
sure,
yeah, definitely, yes. I guess we are a Christian band.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Going back sort of to, say, your history again, Narnia, obviously, where that name came from. But where did the name Empire 21 come from?
That's something that we so far never really answered to.
Oh.
We never replied to that question. We were keeping it kind of secret so far. So we can think about it. If you have any suggestions, let me know.
Well, maybe we'll do a poll on our website.
Yeah.
And see
Go ahead.
what people think.
Please do.
Getting to one of the members that really sticks out, aside from your guitar playing is Ricard. I mean, where did you find this guy? I mean, he's virtually an unknown singer, and he really hits me, right in the gut. Right, he's got it. I mean, he's a kind of singer that he's got a great mid range, but he can really stretch it on either side. So where'd you find this guy?
I've known him for many years, actually. The first time I met him was in the late 90s, I think, or mid-late 90s.
Okay.
And it's not that we really spent too much time together, but during the last few years, we just kept bumping into each other more and more. And he is... he's coming from a complete different background. He is a soul singer, a gospel singer. He's done a lot of background vocals kind of work. And he never ever sang a metal song before. He said that to me. He never even tried to practice some metal screams in the shower even. So he's really, I mean, he did this for the first time when he did the audition for the band. It just happened when we split with Germán. I just bumped into him, to Richard, and we were talking about this, and I just struck me that, hey, maybe you want to try. And he was just looking at me, and he was laughing, and
well, crazy.
How about Wednesday? Wednesday at 7 p.m. So he came to my studio and he recorded one of the songs, and we pretty much decided that this is the guy. He's got a great heart. He's a really fun person to be around, and obviously a very good rock singer.
Yeah, you guys made the right choice for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, excellent. I want to get to my favorite song on the album, which is Traveler. It's got kind of a southern, bluesy feel to it, but really rocks pretty hard. What was the, the story behind that song, if you care to share that?
Well, yeah, the story, if you look at the actual lyrics, is about being away from home, and that's the kind of language the song speaks. But of course, it's not really about being geographically away from home. It's about being away from home spiritually.
Right.
So that's the content. But I made the whole picture being like traveling around the world and all that, and I actually had the idea when I was traveling in the southwest United States, in the California desert. I had this idea about making this kind of prairie kind of sounding vibe to it. So there is this southern connection that you were talking about, and it's somehow about traveling, but not really. So kind of made a little thing up there.
Yeah. Well, it really it speaks to me, and I'm really digging this one.
Thank you.
Plans for first video?
Yes, there will definitely be videos coming, but we haven't really made firm plans for it yet. But I really think it will be in the near future somehow.
Okay.
We're talking about it, but we didn't really book any dates for it or anything.
All right. Yeah, because I want to share your music.
Oh,
and
great. Thank you.
It's tough without having that.
Yeah. Yeah, there will be things coming, definitely. Okay. It's just that we've been so busy with doing other things, so...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Any tour plans on the horizon for you guys?
Yeah, we're finally... we did get some requests, actually, during the last year when we've been working on the album, and we actually turned them down because it wasn't really our time yet. We wanted the album to be out. We wanted the people to have a chance to hear the album and to know who they were actually seeing at the shows.
Sure.
But we're talking about doing something in the springtime, if somebody will have us. Hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Likely.
We really want to do it.
Likely in Europe.
Likely in Europe, yes. I guess that's where we'll start.
Okay.
We're interested in going anywhere. We would really like to go to the United States, of course, but
Sure.
it's a little bigger leap.
Expensive? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we will definitely keep an eye out for that.
Oh, thank you.
You've played with a number of different bands. I've mentioned a couple of them so far. What's kind of been your most unique experience in your musical life?
Oh wow, that's quite a big question. I guess playing with a band like Savior Machine, which I did, was very unique, to say the least, in so many ways. But I mean, all the bands have their unique thing in different ways. I'm also playing with. It seems like I'm playing with a lot of people, but I do play with Jerusalem, which is one of the first Christian rock bands ever. Of course, that is unique in its way. I mean, playing with a Christian band that has such a long history and being so radical and open about everything during a 40-year career almost. That's very unique too.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's so many things I could talk about, but don't know where to start.
Okay.
And then Narnia, on the other hand, is like the thing that I've been doing the most, and that's the biggest part of my life so far. So that has a special room in my heart, of course.
Sure. And Narnia is not disbanded.
It was.
It was. Well, sure, up until 2010 or so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did disband.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we did disband in 2010, and we started to play again this year. So we stopped playing for about 4 years, and we did a few shows this year, and we had a lot of fun. And we will definitely do more things in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, Christian had some problems with his throat the last month, so we had to cancel some things. So hopefully next year too, we'll do some more shows, and who knows, maybe another album.
Okay, so there is a future for both bands right now.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Okay. Let me ask a couple of non-music related things, but they sort of are maybe. What's your family think about, CJ is that heavy metal guy? Good support there? Resistance?
No, I have good support. Of course, there's always. I mean, sometimes you have to be away from home a lot, and that is not the easiest thing to deal with all the time. That does cause some stress on family life, of course. But the support is definitely there. And I mean, for my kids, for example, it's. I guess it's just a natural thing. Dad is in his studio room and is making a lot of noise. It's just normal. It's been there for their whole life,
Well, sure, they don't know anything different.
No, that's right. I mean, it's okay, but it's also a challenge.
Sure.
Here and there.
Just like with any career, I imagine. So.
Yeah.
You do have a lot of musical adventures going on. What do you like to do outside of music?
How about just sitting down listening to the vinyl record?
Oh, really? Okay.
Sometime in the middle of the night. I mean, we live in the countryside here in the southern part of Sweden. I like to be around here with my family. The rest of the family, they are into, animals and horses and stuff. So we spend time outside and, take long walks and, normal stuff. Sure. It's all pretty much average family life in a nice way.
There's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah.
Okay. You you mentioned being in the Southwest U.S. before, and I actually have seen you play live once, and that was at Prog Power with Rock. How was that experience?
Great. I loved it. I would really love to go back there someday.
Yeah.
Maybe with Empire 21, who knows?
Okay. Well.
It's such a nice arrangement, and it's a nice venue, and it's all, a good vibe. You really get the feeling that there's everybody's devoted there.
Right.
You don't just go to Prog Power to hang out at some kind of festival or whatever. People go there to enjoy their favorite bands or their music, and the promoters they give you the same feeling. They really want to do this specific thing. It's not about money. It's not about just doing a big festival. It's something extra. So I like that.
Sure. Okay. Well, yeah. Maybe you'll get an invite. I know the competition for it seems to be pretty intense sometimes.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to wrap it up, and last question, which we tend to try to stick in on all the We Love Metal interviews, is what kind of advice do you have for someone starting out in a metal band?
Oh, wow. Well, it really depends on why the person is asking for an advice. If he or she is asking because they want to do what they do to be happy and to make other people happy somehow and to spread something, they really should stick with whatever's on their heart and not I'm looking for an English word right now. Don't compromise about either music or message. Be yourself. If you really want to be famous, that's a different thing.
No doubt.
I don't know what to say about that.
It's a fleeting kind of thing that is very difficult to attain. So. Yeah,
it is. But I really don't think that's the number one thing that anyone should really chase for.
Sure.
Because I really think it drains you. I think it drains you spiritually. It digs a hole in yourself, and I think you should look for more important things in life than being famous.
Excellent. Great advice. Okay.
I hope so.
Well, once again, CJ, thanks for taking the time. And any last words regarding Empire 21?
Well, I'm really happy for you taking this time to talk to me, and I want to thank the listeners for taking their time. And I hope that you will be a little curious about our album. Please buy it or whatever. That would be awesome.
All right, excellent.
Yeah.
I got to back that up. Get this album. It's
perfect.
Well worth your time.
Yep.
Thanks, CJ.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.